Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We are going to take a peek at 11th grade. I can't believe we're already here, but my oldest will be in 11th grade for the 2024-2025 school year. And so today's reveal day where I talk to you guys about all the things we're going to do. If you watched my ninth grade video, you know that the theme of this year is simplicity for several reasons. If you haven't seen that video, I will pop it up somewhere here in the cards. My oldest, going into 11th grade, is going to really be looking at colleges and doing college tours, figuring out what careers might interest him. There's a lot going on this year, and I was not going to overload coursework. We are doing challenging courses. We are going to be working really hard this year in what I've chosen, but I'm not bombarding him with multiple electives and a lot of extras this year because we're tackling so much um, outside of the classroom when it comes to future decisions. And those are big decisions. Also, I'm giving him room if he wants to get a part time job. We're still trying to solidify getting our driving down and getting our license. So it's just a lot going on. And so I thought for this school year for both kids, it would be better for us just to step back a little bit and focus on core subjects plus their foreign language elective. So that's what you're going to see in the curriculum reveal. The first thing we're going to start our morning with is the new My God Says Not Consumed Life Journal. This is the boys' youth edition. And let me flip to the table of contents. We look at God's word and all the things that God says we are, and it's nice to be reminded of that. And so we are going to use this journal all year long. You basically just tackle a page a day, and it gives you scriptures to go through and just places for you to creatively leave your thoughts. So I thought that would be a great way to start the day. Then we're going to be doing the New Testament study with the Faithopedia. This is also by Not Consumed. And we walk through that also with God's story through the Old Testament. And with the Faithopedia, they have a New Testament Faithopedia journal. And each week it features different aspects of the book. It features the book itself, it features God's words, God's character, God's stories, and God's timeline. And so there's different stickers in here that reflect that they can put into their journal. The timeline pieces, and then each book is color coded, so it's really easy to use. The kids really like keeping up with it, and so we do this alongside. In addition to our morning time, we always do one vocab cartoon a day. It's a word that will possibly appear on the SAT, and it gives you a cartoon that you can associate with the word. It's a great way to remember vocabulary, and my kids really like doing these. We've done it this year. We didn't really start it till second semester, so you can see we haven't gotten really far, so we're just going to keep going into next year with that. And we wanted to do a couple things on the logic front. So I got the Tuttle Twins Guide to Bias and Logical Fallacy. So we're going to flip through these. These look really fun. My son already took the Master Books course on logic, but these just lighthearted cartoons, just a way for us to walk through it in a fun, lighthearted way. So I thought that would be great. And we also do World Watch News in the morning. After all that, we branch out, and the kids are old enough now that I give them a checklist through Homeschool Planet. So I use Homeschool Planet as my planner. Their assignments are printed out for the entire week. I color code the subjects, and they go through and pick what they want to do when. As long as it's done at the end of the day and on my desk at the end of the day, they can pick which order they want to do it in. If there are things I'm going to be teaching, I do say, after lunch, we're going to do this, or after morning time, we're going to dive into this, just so they know when I'm available and when we can work one-on-one together. Otherwise, they have free reign of their schedule. So the first thing, I don't have a visual aid to show you guys because I haven't ordered it yet. It's Denison Algebra 2. He took Denison geometry this year and loved it. Denison really changed our homeschool. I was kind of fighting both kids on math. Um, it was just like sometimes the frustration was so much, it was just tears, and it was kind of interfering with our relationships with one another. And I was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. So I found Mr. Denison at Teach Them Diligently in Pigeon Forge last year. And I got to talk with them about their programs, and both of my kids jumped into them this year and succeeded. And so we're just going to keep going on that train. I am not I'm not changing anything that's working. So he will be going into Algebra 2. It's a 12-month subscription, and we start our school year in July. So I'm going to wait till June to order those so that they have enough time to complete the course. For English this year, we are doing Sunlight's American Literature. I've already put this in a binder for him, so that's why it's kind of bulky. But basically, once you get to this level, this is level 430. Once you get to this level, the guide is written to the student. I do have a parent guide as well, but he can just follow right along. And I do have a flip through of this, so I'll leave it in the cards above so you can see it. There's not a lot online about this program, so I will definitely be walking you through how we use it this year, what we think about it, all that good stuff. But basically, he was ready for dual enrollment in English, but he wasn't ready for dual enrollment. So I told him, I said, I would like to step up this to more of an honors level work. You're capable of doing this. What do you think about doing American literature? Because you're also doing American history. And that they would kind of go together. And he was like, that sounds like a good idea. So we're actually going to work on American literature together, at least to get him started so he doesn't feel too overwhelmed. And then we will work off of that and just see where things go. He probably will pick it up and run with it on his own. But to start with, it'll kind of be a one-on-one thing with us. Another thing I'll supplement with is just the Wordly Wise, level 11. We do have standardized testing coming up junior year, so I definitely don't want to back off on that. And then he was working through this year very lightly, but he still has over half the book left. So for just grammar refreshers, we're going to just continue using this into the 11th grade year. I don't feel like I need to buy a whole new book when we haven't even gotten halfway through that one. All right, science. Science, I'm teaching both my kids this year. My 9th grader begged me to let her take this course with her brother. So we're going to give it a shot. It is very math heavy, so we'll see how it goes. But for him, we're jumping into chemistry, and we chose master books this year. The textbook does not seem super overwhelming. And also it's in color. And it's not overloaded with a ton of words on one page. I just felt like this was, it's a thorough course. It has all the math that chemistry has. You're doing conversions and equations and all that stuff. But the presentation of it, I really liked. And so we're going to go with that. That's the textbook. And then there's a teacher's guide, but with master books, basically teacher's guides has the answer key in the back, but all the student work is in the front. So the student work includes labs and fill in the blank kind of worksheets. It has tests and quizzes. So everything the student needs basically is in here. And so both him and his sister will be working through that. For history, I mentioned we're doing American history, and my son loves Knotgrass. We went to Teach Them Diligently this year, and I was hoping Ray Knotgrass would be there. I did not see him, just so my son could have a conversation with him because he's really enjoyed the geography and the world history. So we didn't see him, kind of a bummer, but that's okay. We're going to jump into the newest edition, which is the 2019 edition, which it'll tell you up here. And this is the student review that gives him all the questions to everything. So he will work through this as he reads. This is no joke, y'all. I'll show you if I can lift this up. These are the books. Okay, let me just set this back down. Part 1 is Columbus through the Reconstruction. So you can see that. Part 2 is the late 1800s to the present. And then with world history, I did not get the extra documents book, but for American history, I find this extremely important. It has the original documents, speeches, all sorts of stuff. So I will be asking that he include that component in this year's American history as well. The last thing he'll be doing is starting foreign language. We are going to do Spanish 1 through Funda Academy, and I'll make sure I put an image somewhere up here for you to see what that looks like, and I will put a link to that in the description box below. I have been reviewing foreign language curriculum for probably 3 years now on what I wanted to use. There are so many options out there, which is fantastic. But I wasn't really sure how I wanted to approach it. But what I finally settled on is I really wanted an online course that had an interactive component with an instructor. I felt like he would benefit the most and he would progress the most in the language. I don't want to just study something for the sake of studying it to put it on a transcript. If we're going to do it, I really want the kids to benefit and learn and be able to take that with them and use it. And so we decided to settle on Funda Academy. I had talked with the owner of Funda for a couple years off and on through emails. And the teacher that teaches this course with her is the teacher that taught her children. She's from Tennessee, and this instructor privately taught her children Spanish and enjoyed it so much that when she started this business, she invited the same teacher to come teach Spanish. And the reviews are phenomenal. Most of the reviews are from students that have taken the course. And this is just the one that would not leave me alone. I kept coming back to it. I kept coming back to it. I kept asking questions. It's quite an investment. So it was hard for me to pull the trigger like right away, but I did finally settle on it and we decided to use them. So we will use them through Spanish 1 and Spanish 2. And basically they meet together on Zoom. I think they meet weekly. If not weekly, it's once a month. So I can't exactly remember how it was set up, but I will walk you through it as we take it this year. I'll kind of let you know the pace and what they're learning and when they meet. But we're really excited about this one. So stay tuned on all of that. So yes, this is 11th grade for us and I'm really excited. It's definitely a new journey to have both kids in high school this year. But I'm excited about it. I love this age. It's fun to interact with them. It's fun to challenge them with questions, to think about things different ways. And I really love to hear their input too. So it's just a fun stage of homeschooling. All right, guys. So that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.